Okay, for those of you who are connected online, so the things we have for today is what you are seeing on the screen. So first we are starting with basic foundation of marketing and the laws of 3 stages. We'll look at the golden circle and content for ads, for running ads. We'll also look at audience and need analysis, account type and how to create them, then practical on the 3x3 principle or strategy. So I start by defining what marketing is about. So we try to understand what is really marketing. So I won't be spending time in some of these basics, okay? So please, let's take notes. So when we say marketing is the science and act of exploring, creating and delivering value to satisfy the need of a target market at a profit. So that is what marketing is about. So I'll be explaining it. Number one, I say it is a science and is an act of exploring. So number two is that creating and delivering value to satisfy the need of a target market at a profit. Okay? So when we say this marketing is a science, what do we really mean? Okay, there is a lot of argument out there about what marketing is really about. Some people tell you marketing is about advertising your product and services and so on. But the first place marketing starts from is exploring, creating and delivering value. So the first thing you need to create the value. You need to capture the value you want to create. Is there a need? Is there a need that you want to meet? You need to provide that need. For instance, you are here because there was a need for you to get digital skill. So you have a need to sell your product and services. That is how the need comes. You want to sell your product and services. That is the need you have. But the need you have is that you need to learn a skill for you to be able to deliver that product or to be able to sell that product and services. Okay? So that is the need and delivery here. So in our own case, we decided to create a training program for you. So that is creating. And how we deliver it to you for you to get the best of experience out of it is what we then refer to as delivery of value to satisfy a need at target market. Now, when we say target market, who are the people? Everybody needs digital marketing, or we can't just assume that everybody needs digital marketing skill. Okay? So there are people out there who at this moment, it doesn't really seem as though they need a digital marketing skill. So when we're running ad for this training, who are the people we targeted? We started by targeting business owners. Second, we targeted realtors. So those are the group of people that were targeted in course of the running of ads. So it must be to a specific audience. So the same thing the same thing applies when you start running your ads. When you start creating content, you must specify, is this advert I want to run, or this content I want to post, whom am I posting it for? The thing that will appeal to a lawyer is not the same thing that will appeal to an accountant. Okay? So the thing that will appeal to a youth is not the same thing that will appeal to an elderly or an aged person. So everybody have different need. So you need to create your content, your ad, to be able to meet that need at that particular time. Is it clear? So the next thing we'll be looking at here, okay. So now we move to the law of 3 stages. When we say the law of 3 stages, in some of my seminar, I joke about it that this world is governed by always 3 things. For those of you who believe in spiritual activities, there is a saying that the human being, for those of you who are Christians, you have what we call God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. 3. Now, same for human, we have the spirit, the soul, and the body. So most of the things you see in this world are governed by the law of 3. So, and that is what, in course of studying and making research to understand more about the law of 3, that is what brought about the creation of the 3 by 3 principle. Are we together? So now, this is one of the oldest principles we have on planet Earth. So he said the law of 3 stages is the 3 stages of mental and social development. It is the coordination of feelings, thoughts, and action in individual and society. So if the society undergo 3 stages in life. For any community, any people to develop, they have to pass through 3 stages. For an individual to be properly developed to his full potential, he needs to also pass through 3 stages. Okay, so he said there are 3 important aspects of our nature. As a human being, there are 3 things that are more important. Number 1 is our feelings. Number 2 is our thoughts. And number 3 is our actions. So all these things determine what we do. So our feelings will determine our thoughts. Our thoughts will determine our action. Are we together? So if you must be effective, if you must be able to get result for whatever thing you are doing, you need to obey this law. That also includes marketing. So if I want to sell something, do I go from the aspect of thoughts? Do I go from the aspect of feelings? Or do I just, most of the time we go straight to action. And that is why we most of the time don't get results. We want the customer to take action immediately. We post something online, we say buy now. What we are expecting is action. We post something online, we expect the customer to like it. What we are expecting is action. But it does not start from action. There are 2 different stages that must have passed through before you start expecting action. The one point you need to start from is feelings. So you need to play around the feeling of the person. You need to be able to connect with the feeling of the person. You need to be able to place that person in a certain state of feeling. Okay? Sometimes in some of my training, or my last training I had in one of the P1 group, I made mention of something that some of you make videos and you say, I am so excited, we just have a new estate. Now you are saying it with your mouth that you are excited, but in terms of feelings, you are not excited. So, and you don't expect, if you are not excited, there is no way you can expect me to watch that video and become excited. So before you can connect, before you can get someone to be excited about your product and services, you also need to be genuine, be excited. So you don't just say, I'm excited by saying it verbally. I'm excited, our new estate is out. I'm excited, what are the names again? We just delivered some goods from overseas. Our container just landed. I am excited, I am excited. All you see, you could see very clearly that this person is not excited as he or she claims to be. Are we together? Please, response. Are we together? Yes. So, now when we talk about feelings, the emotion and impulses which prompt us. Why are you here? What is motivating your reason for your kind of business you are doing today? Why are you a realtor? Why are you a business owner? Why are you a marketing consultant? Why? What is prompting your action? I know some people will say, I am doing what I'm doing because of money. Money is the outcome, the result, not the reason. Are we together? So if you always do money, I'm here because I want to make money. Money isn't the reason why you are doing what you are doing. Money is the outcome for doing what you are doing. So if you start by targeting money, you would not be able to make much impact. So you need to be able to create a connection Okay, so I tell people sometimes, okay, why are you into software development? I love things being digitized. I want my business statement says that uh, we want every business in Nigeria, government parastatals, to be digital. So that instead of going to allow SAR to do anything in the government house, I can do it from my phone. I don't need to worry that they will close very soon, or they have closed by this time. Before I get to allow SAR, they have closed. I should be able to do what I'm doing from my house. CAC brought up a report sometime last year or 2 years ago that since they digitized the process of business registration, the businesses that have been registered, which is, I think is about 4 to 5 years now, the platform was digitized, the process was digitized. The businesses that have been registered from that 5 years period is almost equaling the business that have been registered since CAC was found as a body. So what that means is that when you have your business or your operations or your way of doing things is digitized, life becomes easy. So I am moved by making life easy for people. So that is why most of the time I don't introduce myself as a software developer. I don't introduce myself as a marketer. I would rather tell people, sometimes when I joke with some of my customers, Chris, it's like you do everything. So I don't do everything. I only make business and life easy for people. That is all I do. Okay, so the question is, for those of you who are realtors, for those of you who own your personal businesses, why did you choose to start that business? There must be something, a burning desire, a feeling that is there for you. So the next one now is our thoughts, which are undertaken in the service of our feelings, but also help to govern them. Your thoughts could help to govern your feelings. Okay, so the question is, when I see your content online, what does it make me think? Does it make me feel sad? Does it make me feel happy? Does it make me feel excited? There are they said that there are 7 stages of emotions. Okay, there is sad, there is happy, there is angry, and so on and so forth. So, but the question is, if I see your content online, what type of thought? What would it make me start thinking about? For those of you who are selling houses, will it start making me think about houses? How to own my own one day? Or for those of you who own your businesses, who are selling clothing, for some of you own businesses like digital companies and so on, whenever I see your content, does it make me go home and start reflecting? So what thoughts do you leave behind? Your content, what are the footprints is leaving behind? That is question we need to answer. Now, because the footprints you leave behind, which is the thought, will determine my action. So when I always say that in all the advert they were doing during the when at the peak of the coronavirus period, there is one that really captured my attention more, which is the one that says, "Wear it for me." There's one of the adverts for coronavirus prevention. I say, if you don't want to wear the mask for your sake, wear it for my sake. So if you don't love yourself because you have people you love, wear it for their sake. And I have people I love. I have a daughter I cherish so much. So I will wear it for her sake. Okay? So the question is, after listening to that, the point is, after listening to that ad, I started wearing masks. So the question is, why your content you've been producing, the advert you've been posting out there, what has it been helping people to do? Are we together? Any question? Always assess yourself and your team members to be sure that you are actually on the right track. It is used for self-assessment. Are we together? So always pay attention to the wheel of life. Now back to where we stopped before, which is the golden circle. Which of the multi-level marketing business is into, but when you talk about multi-level Forex, okay, so which means you bring somebody earn and there are generation of earning and so on. So now he also asked a question in the free training, for those of you who are in the free training online on Facebook, saying how would he be able to market his product and services using ads without breaking any of the policies, because most of the time this platform frown against using marketing multi-level stuff. I was explaining earlier, the why, the how, and the what. Okay, so and I say most of the time, or 95% of the marketers or business people only explain what they do, the product they sell, and so on. So you can tell me my products, I teach computer, and I can tell you, okay, cyber, like let's say you come here for inquiry, and I tell you cyber security, I start begin telling you the technical details of cyber security without telling you why you should learn cyber security. You might not be able to connect with me, okay, if you have not heard of cyber security before. You just come, I want to know, what do you do here? So we train people on computer courses. Okay, what are they? Cyber security. I start telling you all the technical details of cyber security without telling you why should you learn cyber security. Is the first thing I should be able to explain to you. Why you should learn cyber security. Of what benefit is cyber security to you if you learn cyber security. That is where I should be explaining from. But if I come up and start explaining from the point of technical details, I must have told you all the technicality of cyber to come to conclusion to say you want to register to learn cybersecurity because you don't really see the benefit. Because like I said, 80% of Nigerian youth will only learn a skill when a job is at stake. I want to get a new job. I want to do this. I want to do that. So that is the reason why they are learning here. About how, because I was explaining why, okay? So the question is, so I'm going to give you another little like an assignment again. In the next 2 minutes, list down 5 different reasons why people should patronize that business you are in. If you are selling real estate, why should people do real estate? 5 of them. Right now, let's start doing that now.
Why
5.
Invest?
You like to call it investment. Anyone you want to call it. So why real estate? Yes. Why? So please, those of you online, same thing applies to you. You know the kind of business we are doing. Okay, Mr. Sam, you could also tell us why should people do, is it Forex?
Yeah.
Why should people do Forex?
Why should they invest in this?
Yeah, why should people invest in Forex? Why wouldn't you advise me to invest in stock markets? Because most of the time when we begin to tell people technical details, they begin to connect, relate it to the competitive product. So when you tell me, like some people will call me and ask me, Mr. Chris, you're an IT person, tell me which is, I want to buy a laptop, which is the best laptop? And I will be wondering, okay, best laptop. I didn't know they gave award to some people, to some laptop as the best laptop, so I don't know the best laptop. But if you can tell me what you want to use the laptop for, I can recommend the type of laptop you should buy. Why do you want to buy a laptop? Okay, so same thing applies to every one of you now. So why do you do the business you do? Why do you want people to invest in real estate? Why do you want people to do forex? Why do you want people to buy clothes? Why should people, okay, why are you in the clothing line? I finished a master class 2 weeks ago on, I was having a training on a master class where different business owners and intending business owners were to be trained on how to get their business running effectively, how to communicate their business, how to articulate the business to anybody. And she's creating clothing for women within the ages of 30 and above. That is the target market. And the reason is that she wants to use clothing to bring back the dignity of womanhood in Africa. Okay, so she kept articulating those points, and the question I asked was, do you think the public feel the glory of womanhood is missing? Because I need to be aware that the glory of womanhood is missing before I should begin to say you are going to use clothes to restore it. So you need to take the point of education. So educating people that from your point of belief, okay, is about belief system. So what do you believe? What's your belief system about real estate? What is your belief system about forex? What is your belief system about fashion design? What is your belief system? So your belief system is what we are referring to when we are talking about why. What do you believe? Some years ago, I think about 2017 to be precise, someone came to tempt me with, a Yahoo boy to be precise, came to tempt me with 5 million naira. I should build an application which should serve like a worm. It should be a link. And whenever he sends that link to you, maybe you click on it on your email, the link would sync every other email, including your password, and send it to his own email. So every information in your email will be sent to his own email. So he could have access to every details you have in your email. Getting this job done, I think at most 1 month I'll be done with this job, and 5 million naira will be in my pocket. I told him I would think about it, and after what helped me to avoid falling into that was the fact that I learned tech so I could help people, I said. So how is this one helping people? So that is your belief system. So the business you are doing. So that also applies. So if you are for those of you in real estate, you joined real estate because you want to help people come out of poverty as a result of investing in real estate, you will be able to, if that is your belief system, you won't cut corner. But if your belief system is just about the money, you would cut corner just to make sure you make the sales. Are we together? So that is the point. Mr. Sam, who is asking for how to do the advert, would Facebook or any of the online platform stop if you run an advert saying you are running an educational, financial education training or enlightenment for people? Would Facebook allow that ad to run or not? They would allow it to run. But what you are actually doing is multi-level marketing. But you don't have to tell the platform that what you are doing is. The major reason of going into Forex is for the financial freedom. So that is what you should sell. Are we together? If you can sell that idea, it will be easy for you to, if you can sell that idea of financial freedom, so everybody or almost everybody is aspiring for financial freedom. So when I run an ad online and I say I have a training that will make you to become financially independent and so on, you would want to come. Or I run a video or a training online and I begin to educate you about financial freedom, you would want to listen, okay, what is this person saying? So in that case, you are positioning yourself as a financial expert. Okay, any other benefits aside finance?
Yeah, is the sort of passive income.
Okay, so all, sorry? Yeah, so it all boils down to finance. So for those of you who are in the forex market or business, you position yourself as financial consultants. And you, so that is your why. The forex is not the why. The forex is how you are taking people, is your how. Forex is your how. Your why is financial freedom.
Those on this one would like to say something. I can see Mr. Sam, you open his mic.
Okay, you can go on. Where is it? The money. They feel they can get some certain connection. That is why they join some businesses. So, if you are bringing people into the business, you must know the need of the different person. Okay, there are people who the money is not important, they just want to have a certain connection or a certain network of people, because there is a saying that says that your network determines your net worth. Okay, so that is what some people are just after, the connection. So if you are preaching your business to me, and like those of you in real estate who practice consultancy and so on, and you want to recruit me as your success line or downline, so those it's not only about telling me that if I sell land I'll become this, but if you tell me, do you know that this kind of person or so person whom you know they know is part of this business, just like when Longreach was using Ambody as this thing.
Yes,
what they are just doing, they are just trying to get public validation.
Yes.
This class of person is doing this, so you too can do this. It means this business is authentic. Are we together? So these are some of the things you need to be able to connect with from the point of why. So, and like I said earlier, for Forex here is even for those of you in real estate, the major why of real estate is also financial security. Okay, so if why is financial security, so you are helping people move people from the poverty line to outside the poverty.
Financial crisis, financial freedom.
Okay, so that is what you are after. And how do you do it? So if I come and ask you, what do you do, sir? I always see you always going, you don't leave your house. You say, I'm into business of helping people move from poverty or financial crisis to financial freedom. How do you do it? I do it through investing in forex and real estate. That is your how. Okay, so that shouldn't be the focus. That should not be your focus. Your focus should be on selling the brand or the sector as real estate. That is what you should be focused on. Advising people to come into real estate. Okay? So I guess is the area of why, how, and what, is it clear for us now? Because that is what we anchored. The reason why I'm spending time in most of the things are anchored on, our other lectures are anchored on this. So I move to the next slide, which is still the same thing. Is this one showing at all? Okay. Then your how is how you fulfill your belief. The why, what sets you apart from other employees. Okay, because there are different ways of attaining financial freedom. I can still choose to buy shares. Shares to an extent is still making money for some persons. Tony Elumelu group of companies, their shares is still going high every now and then. Okay, so people can still buy shares. So that is another way of attaining financial freedom. So another person could choose to use the route of the how of real estate to attain financial freedom. That is, we are all going to financial freedom. But what differentiates you from the next person is your how, your process. Are we together? All right. So now all of this we've been explaining. Then the next point is the biology of three. All of this we've been explaining how, why, what, how, why, and what, or why, how, and what. The law of 3 stages, which is feeling, thought, and action. All of these also have biological explanation to it. Now, human brain. The human brain can be broadly divided into 2 broad categories. Okay, and one part of it is known as the neocortex, and the other part of it is known as the limbic brain. Now, the neocortex is the part of the human brain that is analytical in nature. The neocortex is the part of the human brain that understands language. The neocortex of the part is the part that just like our sister said, she got married to her husband because he's God-fearing. She's looking for someone who has attained higher heights than she is, and that will motivate her to be able to attain the same height or even higher, or inspire her. Okay, so all of that she has said is the neocortex that is at work.